Good day, Facebook followers. Herb Simmons coming to you from the St. Clair County EMA Operations Center. Just wanted to give a update on the storms that we had that came in Friday evening. I'm joined here today with Chairman Mark Kern, who spent the weekend out and the holiday out assessing a lot of the damage throughout the county. And you know, we just talked about it. We can't predict these storms. I mean, they say, oh, it's not going to be anything. All of a sudden, look what happens.
You can't predict the weather, and so it's always good to have a system in place like the one that you operate to be able to help when things like this happen.
Well, and that's what we want to give an update on because everybody's holiday kind of got tossed around in turmoil with the magnitude of these storms that came in. It wasn't just one. We actually had 3 rounds that came in, started on Friday evening around between 6 and 6:30 that just came in with a wrath of energy. Our 911 centers, I can't say enough for our 4 public answering service points. I mean, the men and women that answer them were just as fast as the phones were ringing, was getting those calls out and getting them to our first responders, because it's like a chain, and you know, it all starts with those 911 operators. And you know, in a short period of time, they took 1,495 calls relating to the storm, and plus all the other calls to come into the 911 centers. And out of that, 182 of them were fire-related incidents, where the fire department gets called out for their wires down or the trees down or roads blocked. And can't say enough for our first responders. You were out there, you've seen them, and you know,
Yes.
They're volunteers that leave their homes and their families to come out and help others.
And you know, on a holiday weekend, you know, when a lot of people planned to be out of town, all that got canceled, and our first responders really came to bat for us this time, and with fireworks on top of all that.
Exactly, and you know, and so what we try to do is we try, as we do all the time, try to keep everybody informed through social media. We reached 115,523 unique reaches by keeping the word out there, keeping people informed of down power lines, the trees, road closures, and we find that's very beneficial. In fact, we got a nice response from a young lady out of the O'Fallon area today thanking us, because it kind of reduced that stress of people knowing. Friday evening, when we started working with our partners at Ameren, the utility company, we had right at 17,000 outages reported through just St. Clair County alone. And of course, at that time, you don't know how long it's going to be, but right away we got out and started assessing the damages. One of the first areas that we got called to was Millstadt up on Saxtown Road. And as you can see there, a tree made an arch over the roadway there at Saxtown Road, but it kept people from getting in and out of that area. There in the 5500 block of Saxtown Road. But immediately the Ameren was on the phone with us, Paula Nixon, our representative from Ameren, letting us know that they were getting crews in. Of course, you have to remember that storm just didn't stay here. They had 5 different reports of tornadoes up in central Illinois, and of course all crews were going every which direction, and we didn't realize the impact that it had actually done here until several hours into that event. But you know, 17,000 homes without power creates a problem, and you know, people running around trying to get generators. Of course, gas stations were without power, so people were having trouble getting that. The next day, that evening, I should say, early in the morning, the roof got tore off of a building in East St. Louis in the 1600 block of State Street. We got called from the fire department there, and the ESDA coordinator came in as possibly people trapped. And fortunately, when they got there, the residents were able to get out. But a lot of damage done to that building there. And then early the next morning, the Chairman Kern and I met with the Red Cross, who immediately got teams out in the area to start doing assessments. This was at the apartment complex, and they had another one over in the 1700 block of Missouri Avenue that they were assessing. And when we talk about our toolbox, our partners, you know, the Red Cross, Salvation Army was able to come to help real quick. They delivered some cots to the City Hall. They'd set up a temporary shelter and cooling center because the temperature was hot, as you know, as we were out there.
And a worthwhile project, you know, to set up so people have a place to go. 100-degree temperatures, you know, these homes heat up quickly, as everyone knows that was out without power. So it was imperative that City Hall got opened up in East St. Louis.
Right. Well, and one of the things we do here at the EMA office is we start making contact with those affected areas. We reach out to the city leaders, the mayors, the fire departments, the police departments, to check to see what assistance they may need. And so we really appreciate the partnership we have with all of them, because after all, you know, they know their residents, they know their towns, they know what their needs are. We've been spending a lot of time in St. Labori. In fact, we have the county highway crews. You know, I called you over the weekend and had Mayor Stroder with me in the car as we were doing some assessment down there. And when I started telling you and sending you pictures of some of the damage that was down there, you know, right away you said, let's get the county highway down there, and that's what they're doing. They're down there today helping. I mean, some of these trees, they said, are 100 years old, just they're uprooted, and when they come down, they're landing on whatever's in its way, I can tell you. And some structural damage, some vehicles were damaged. So we're going to spend probably the next week down there helping them. That's showing a picture of just the tree debris that they've managed to get to the park there, kind of staging it there until we can determine what's going to happen to it.
Scary.
Real scary. So a lot of work been going on over this holiday weekend. We hope those of you who were able to celebrate it had a good one. The good news is Ameren is reporting that they're down to 542 outages still that they're working on today. I just came back from St. Labori in the Fayetteville area, and there's all kinds of trucks down there still trying to get St. Labori's got about 80% of their community back up online now. Hopefully by the end of the day they'll have the rest of it up, but there's still going to be some spotty outages. Some people say, well, my power come back on, but it went back off an hour later. I'm not the expert, I don't know why, but the electrician says that sometimes that happens when they're turning on different feeds.
And they were, at one point, there were 17,000 homes
yeah.
without power, and now it's down to 480.
Yeah, 542. Yeah, 542. But again, we just wanted to come, and the other thing we want to let you know, yes, the heat index is going to be up there today, about 103. National Weather Service is telling us there's a good chance that between 3 and 8 p.m. this evening, there's some more possibly severe storms coming in. We hope that doesn't happen, but it's Mother Nature, and if it does, we'll be here to keep you informed of anything that develops. Hopefully we can all get a break from this, and the cleanup gets done, and we get back to whatever's going to be thrown at us next time. So stay tuned to our EMA page. That's the best way to find out what's going on in and around St. Clair County, and we'll keep you updated on any new developments. Have a good rest of the afternoon.